you guys heard about moment. Moment is rotational effect of the force. So, what can causes moment? Let's look at the equation below. Moment M equal to R cross product with F equal to R multiplied with F multiplied with sin theta. So, R is distance from pivot to the force. F is applied force. And theta is the angle between pivot and the force. So, from this equation, we already know the causes of the moment, which is if we directly apply a force on the pivot, so the value of R will be 0, so there is no moment. Then F, if we didn't apply any force, there also will no moment. And lastly, if our angle is 0 degree and 180 degree, the value will be 0, so there is also no moment.
How do force, distance from pivot, and direction of force affect it? First, the larger the applied force, the greater the moment on the suitcase. Distance from pivot. The pivot is the line along the wheels that stay on the ground. The farther the pivot from the applied force, the larger the moment will be on the suitcase. Direction of force. Direction of force depends on how it angled relative to the suitcase and the pivot. Only component of the force that is perpendicular to the suitcase body or the handle will cause rotation. When angle is 90 degree, the suitcase can tilt. When angle is 0 degree, the suitcase won't tilt.
So I'm going to explain about the equation of moment. So in this situation, as we all know that the equation of moment is M equal to R times F. So R is the distance from the pivot of the suitcase, which is the wheels, to the force applied. So this here is R, and F is the value of force applied when tilting the suitcase. So for example here, the force applied by my hands when tilting the suitcase. So how to find the moment is this distance times the value of F when I'm tilting the suitcase.
So imagine we have a suitcase with 4 wheels. So when we tilt the handle backward, we actually apply the diagonal force, which is backward and slightly upward.
At first, all 4 wheels touch the ground, so there is no rotation yet. But once you pull the suitcase, the front wheels lift slightly and it starts to tilt and rotate around the back wheels, which act as the pivot point. A moment of torque is produced when a force acts at a distance from a pivot. Here, the force F is the pull at the handle. The distance T is from the back wheel's pivot to the handle. Since the force doesn't pass through the pivot, the suitcase experiences a rotational effect, it tilts backward. Moment equals to force times with perpendicular distance from pivot.
As a result, the suitcase tilts slightly and balances on its back 2 wheels, making it easier to roll smoothly. In short, a diagonal pull on the handle of the 4-wheel suitcase creates a moment, allowing it to rotate slightly, lift the front wheels, and roll effortlessly. That's the science and balance behind tilting a 4-wheel suitcase.
First, numbers of wheels. The 2-wheel suitcase require tilting to move. This creates a pivot point at the wheel. The user has to apply a force at the handle to generating a moment, while 4-wheel suitcase stay upright and can move without tilting it. No moment required to initiate motion. Second, material of the wheels. Basic plastic wheels often have higher rolling resistance due to rougher material, means more energy is needed to move it. While Hinomoto wheels has lower coefficient of friction than the basic wheels, because it has precision ball bearings that reduce internal friction, so less energy is needed to move it. Lastly, handle height setting. 2 height setting versus 4 height setting. Other than precise adjustment for your comfort, a well adjustment handle also helps maintain the suitcase center of gravity to reduce tipping and wobbling. Means more height setting give you more options to switch based on your comfort and situation needed.
So the Quranic verse that we take for the situation of our concept of moment is Surah Ar-Rahman, verse 7 until 9. So I'm going to read the meaning of the verses. And the heaven he raised and imposed the balance, so you do not transgress within the balance, and establish weight in justice, and do not cause deficient in balance.
When we tilt a suitcase, the force applied at the distance creates a moment that has this balance. Similarly, our Creator Himself balance in the universe and in our life. Surah Ar-Rahman verses 7 until 9 reminds us to maintain this balance with justice. Just as a suitcase cannot stand properly without balance, our lives also need balance and moderation to stay in harmony.